Hey Tigers, welcome back to another episode of TSC Talks here on Tiger Sports Central. My name is Jack Slayton, and I'm joined by
Javen Montgomery,
Torian Daniels,
Ethan Murphy.
Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us here on episode 14 of TSC Talks. In today's episode, we are going to recap just quickly Bardstown's game, and then we're going to give our predictions for the college football Saturday and the NFL Sunday, and also here for some of Cole's hot takes. So first off, as you may have heard, Bardstown did have round one of the playoffs last night. Unfortunately, it was not a win for the Tigers. The Bardstown season does come to an end. Unfortunately, Javen, he usually covers Bardstown sports for us. He is not here today, so we are going to give a more detailed description of the game, how it went, and really just a summary of the whole season on our next episode. So be sure to stay tuned on that early next week. Now, moving on to college football. The first game that we're going to talk about is 8th-ranked BYU at 9th-ranked Texas Tech. How are you guys feeling?
I think it's going to be a good game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is at Texas Tech. I'm pretty sure that Mahomes went to that college, obviously. I think it's going to be a big advantage for them. I think his spirit might sort of guide them towards victory. And, yeah, I think it'll be close, though. It should be a good match.
Yeah, I'm with Cole on that one. I think Mahomes' spirit might really take over the Texas Tech Stadium right there. And, I mean, it's game day game, good environment, Texas Tech, big game. They need to win this one, so I got Texas Tech.
Man, you all are sleeping on BYU. I mean, there's a reason they're undefeated. So I think that they're going to take it pretty easily. I think Texas Tech, they kind of bought their team, which is everybody nowadays, but I think they're going to pull away, and they're going to be the Big 12 representative in the playoff.
Now, this might just be my lack of watching BYU or Texas Tech this season, but I don't really believe in either of these teams. Unfortunately, one of them has to win. I'm going to go with Texas Tech just because it's in Texas. Moving on to 6th-ranked Oregon at Iowa.
Believe it or not, these are actually two of my favorite teams. I really like Oregon, mainly just because of like the scenery and all the cool little trees over there. I think they've been a good team for the past couple of years, so I think I'm going to stick with them. Iowa's a pretty good team, but I think Oregon will win it by at least 15 points.
I mean, yeah, I'm with Cole again right here. I think, great environment, great jerseys. I don't know if they're going to win the national championship, but I do think they will beat Iowa.
Yeah, I'm calling trap game. I think that Iowa pulls away. They've had some pretty convincing wins here as of late, so I think that against an Oregon team that really hasn't separated themselves from the teams that just benefit from an easy schedule, I think that they fall in a pretty lopsided game. I think Iowa is able to take away early and get the big win.
Yeah, I think really just seeing this matchup, at least to me, shows everything that you need to know. Oregon, they're ranked 6th. Iowa, they're not even ranked. So I'm going with Oregon for solely that purpose. Then moving on to 3rd-ranked Texas A&M at 19th-ranked Missouri.
I got a little bit of an upset alert here. I think Missouri is going to take it over Texas A&M. I know Texas A&M is a very strong team, but I think Missouri can really pull one out here. It could be something very special. They got a very strong defense. I think that's going to help them towards the victory here.
I'm with Cole again on that one. I think Texas A&M always has a game every year. We know that they lose, and I think this is that game that they'll lose.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it going. I think Texas A&M wins in a pretty one-sided game. Missouri has not looked – wait, hold on. No, I have Texas A&M. I forget what you all said. That's my bad. Anyway, yeah, Texas A&M is going to win. I don't know why Missouri's ranked, but, what was that for?
What?
Shrugging at me for.
No,
that's what I thought. Anyway.
Okay.
It's a Texas A&M. They're going to win. I mean, they've proven me wrong this year. I thought they were going to be disappointing, but they've pulled away. And I think that there's a reason they're number 3 in the nation.
Yeah, so I don't believe in Texas A&M either. None of the Texas schools really intrigue me. But hearing what Cole said, I think that's a great point. And Torian also built off of it. I'm going to go for the upset with Missouri winning.
Mizzou.
Now moving on to NFL, the 3-5 Baltimore Ravens go to Minnesota to take on the 4-4 Vikings.
This is a really easy pick for me. The Ravens are going to win by at least 30 points. I think they got off to a really bad start, sort of, because Lamar just wasn't in his element. But I think it's getting near the playoff season. Lamar's starting to lock in. We've seen what he can do throughout the years. He's an MVP. And the Vikings are a pretty decent team, but the Ravens are really going to take this one for sure.
I think the Vikings will win this one. I think the reason the Ravens haven't been that really good is because Lamar's injury. So I
agree.
I just think if the Ravens, this is a must win for the Ravens if they want to keep their playoff hopes even alive in any sort of circumstance. But I think the Vikings will, coming off a big win, they'll keep it rolling.
Yeah, like Torian said, I mean, if the Ravens lose this game, that's a really big blow to their playoff push, and I think that's the reason they're going to win. I think that overall they have the better team on paper. I think that the Vikings are a little shorthanded injury-wise, which is ironic coming from the Ravens, but I think that Baltimore they've kind of found their footing, and I think that win on Thursday, they're coming off a longer week of rest. I think they're going to find their footing and really hit their stride.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy had one really good game in Detroit last week, but I don't see that continuing. I think they're going to play Baltimore, and they're just going to go back to being the Minnesota Vikings. I don't see this little fairy tale run of beating one of the best teams in the league in Detroit continuing. So I'm going to go with the Ravens just because, like everybody's really said, Lamar he's really stepped up since that injury, just because now it's now or never for that playoff push. And they are in a pretty weak conference or division, but I feel like if they won out or came close to winning out, they would almost have that division on lock. Next up is the New England Patriots going to Tampa to take on the 6-2 Buccaneers.
I think it's going to be a very close game. I think the Patriots look better on paper, but I think the Buccaneers are a little bit underrated, and they have more team chemistry, especially on their offensive side. So I think they'll be able to get it done here. It's a home game, so it should be a good advantage for them. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Buccaneers.
I got the Patriots winning this one, mainly because the Buccaneers' injuries to the receiving core. Patriots been on a hot streak, so I just think the injuries are going to hurt the Buccaneers.
Yeah, as someone who's watched almost every Tampa game, I mean, Baker had a really good start, but these last two games, obviously coming off a bye, he has not looked great at all. And I think that's what's going to wheel the Patriots past us. I think that New England, they're on like a 6-game win streak at this point. I don't see that stopping. I think that they ride heavily off of momentum on a team that's, I think, significantly overperforming. I mean, I don't think there's anyone on this panel that thought the Patriots were going to be tied for the best record in the AFC if they win this game. But I just think that, the Patriots are a really good team. They're riding high off momentum in Tampa. The defense has showed up, but I think that against Drake May, a quarterback that's really found his footing, kind of found his comfortability, he's going to go into Tampa and do a lot of great things, and I think Tampa loses a pretty one-sided game.
Yeah, so I think this is a really big game for New England just because it is a true test to see if they are going to be able to hold up against a solid opponent. It's kind of been like a cakewalk these last couple games for New England. They haven't played anybody too major. They've had a couple of wins here and there, but nothing that really pops out at you. Tampa, they have not looked as impressive as they did early on in the season. Like, remember when Baker, he was number one in MVP talks. That discussion has kind of, it's leveled out. It's not, he's not the number one anymore. But I could see Tampa getting back on that track, but we'll see. This is a game that is hard for me to pick just because I see the Patriots. I'm not sure how they're going to perform against a good team. And then the Buccaneers, they haven't really been the same team for the last couple weeks. Then moving on, the 6-2 Philadelphia Eagles go to Green Bay to take on the 5-2-1 Green Bay Packers.
I think this is going to be the best game that we've had on this sheet. I think that the Eagles are underrated right now, but I also think that the Packers' record doesn't really do them justice. I think if it's at the Eagles, I think they win, but since it's a home game for the Packers, I'm going to give them the advantage. I think the Packers will take this one home.
What a great take.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got the Eagles, and I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Javen isn't here because I don't know if you guys heard this last week. Javen Montgomery said that the Packers were the worst team in the league, and that really irked Jack. That really that really got him sad, angry. So he kicked Javen off the broadcast, and I really don't know when he's coming back. We say next week, but we can't really guarantee that because we don't know if that will hurt Jack's feelings or not.
Yeah.
So
it's more of a suspension than anything.
Yeah, a little suspension. He will be back. I just don't know when. I don't know when Jack will muster up enough strength, hope, and courage to have Javen back on the panel.
Yeah, Javen really upset me with those comments. It really hurt me deep down, and I couldn't live with it. So we'll see if Javen ever makes it back. Now you can give your take.
Eagles.
Oh.
Eagles are going to win.
I don't know how I'm gonna kind of rebound from that, but I think it's gonna be a good game. I think the Eagles made a lot of splashes at the deadline. Got a lot of really good talent on the cheap. I mean, so
Jair Alexander.
yeah. I mean, only gave up a pick swap. It was something like that.
Yeah.
But a return to Lambeau for him. He seems like the type to kind of hold a grudge against that. But
Yep. Yes, he does.
this game, like Cole said, it's going to be close. I don't think the Eagles are going to be as dominant as some people want to say they'll be. They haven't really looked dominant all year. I mean, there's like maybe one or two sample size wins that you can take that they've been completely and utterly convincingly winning. And I don't think this game is going to be one of them. So I do have the Eagles kind of pulling away late, but the Packers are going to put up a really good fight, and people are going to really see that yes, this team can compete, and maybe if a couple more plays go their way, we could see a Packers victory.
Okay, I like that, Ethan. So there's a couple things I do want to point out with this game, and some of it's already been touched on. The first thing is Jair Alexander. This is his return home. If you've watched some Packers games or you've really just seen the headlines, Jair Alexander and the Packers organization, they have had some ups and downs. One thing that stands out is a couple years ago when Jair just decided that he wanted to be a captain, and he just went out on the field and said the coin toss wrong and did all that. So I have a feeling that him and Green Bay, there's probably still some bad blood there. So I could really see this being like a revenge game for Jair, or him going out there really trying to prove something. And I could see that helping him, or it could hurt him. He could try something stupid. I don't think we saw. I think it was the Texans game. Somebody did something and he just ran up and took the ball from them. So I could see him doing something there, whether that's going to help or hurt the Eagles, but something to watch out for there. The second thing, the Packers, they are really bad at getting flags. We get flagged a lot, and most of it is our fault. It's false starts or whatever. And the Eagles, they're kind of like the Chiefs this year. They don't get a lot of flags. Especially with the tush push stuff. So I could see this game being hard for Green Bay to overcome just because of the fact of how many errors we do to ourselves, how many flags we give ourselves, and the Eagles being a very clean and polished team on that. But I'm not going to pick against them. I haven't picked against them all year. I'm going with the Packers just because they are the Packers. They're my team. And I also feel like Green Bay plays a lot better against good teams rather than bad teams. But we'll see. This is going to be a very interesting Monday night game. Hopefully it'll be I think it is a big game for the NFC standings and the seeding as we get closer to the playoffs, but we'll see how it goes. Then last but not least, we do want to have a new activity here. So as you could tell, we are joined by our new host, Cole Greathouse. So Cole, you are known across the school as everything about sports, everything about football, basketball, tennis, golf, everything.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
It is true. So.
Yep. So we as a panel, me, Ethan, and Torian, we were going to go around and just hear some of Cole's hot takes and discuss them and give some feedback on them. Cole, you want to start us off with a hot take?
A hot take? Well, I don't know if it's a very hot take because I feel like most people agree with this, but obviously Lamar Jackson's going to win the MVP. It's not even close.
I mean, we should have Gordon in here for that one.
I mean, yeah, I think
I don't think he would like that.
I think that Lamar Jackson obviously has done things for football that nobody else has ever seen before. I'm going to tell you all a story real quick, but a couple of years ago, I was watching Lamar Jackson play at the University of Louisville, and they were playing against Syracuse, and he was running for a touchdown, and there was this defender in his way. And I remember looking at the screen and just thinking, oh, man, it's over him. It's going to be a down. He's going to get tackled. But Lamar Jackson ascended above the defender, hurdled the defender. He introduced a new playing field to the game. It wasn't just linear. It was now three-dimensional.
He did not create the hurdle. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I think he did, actually. So, yeah, but I think that's one thing that you got to take into consideration is just how athletic and how different this guy is with his ideals and everything. So it's pretty simple to me that he's going to be the MVP. You take him off of the Ravens, then they're not the Ravens. They're just a bird. So, yeah. That's my first hot take.
I mean, I think if they went out and win a couple playoff games, he could definitely be MVP, especially after seeing how bad they were when he was injured. So, I mean, if everything works out correctly, then, yeah, I think he could be MVP, definitely.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head, something like that. I forget. Anyway, you said a lot of great things about how he really is a quarterback of his time. We probably will never see another Lamar Jackson. I know a lot of people are going to say Michael Vick, but I mean, Lamar Jackson is probably going to be better than Michael Vick, I think, when it's all said and done. I think that
He already is.
he is, yeah. And I just think that Lamar Jackson, when we look back, is going to be a quarterback of his time. We're going to look back, and this is going to be like, this guy, redefined the game. He really did kind of make, a lot of modern quarterbacks think that they can run. They can, scramble outside the pocket. There are plays outside the pocket. And I think that, he revolutionized that, and I think he has every right to deserve MVP.
Yeah, I have to be the bearer of bad news. I know Lamar Jackson is a fan favorite here, whether you're back in the back, whether it's Mr. Gordon or Torian or Ethan or Cole or even me. We all love Lamar Jackson and realize how athletic and how much of a game changer he is. But the MVP, it is based off of this season and this season alone. I don't think Lamar Jackson has done enough so far to be the MVP. MVP, I think, is an award that it needs to be seen for the entire season. Lamar missed a pretty good chunk there of the year, and I could see MVP going to somebody who has really solidified that, like being that important to the team for the entire year. Like, I know Lamar, he couldn't control getting hurt, but I still think you almost have to play for every game. Not every game, but the majority of the games in order to be considered for MVP. Cole, what's your next hot take?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll say who I think is going to be the Super Bowl matchup here. I think the Super Bowl matchup, it'll definitely be between the Ravens, that's my number one team, and I'm going to say probably the Lions. I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I think the Ravens and the Lions, that's going to be the Super Bowl final. I know Torian will be ready for that match, but
yeah, that's a great take. That's a great hot take. That's not even hot, honestly. It's cold.
It's a cold take.
And honestly, I say we rearrange this panel a little bit. I think I like Cole staying here a little bit longer.
I appreciate you, brother.
We could have you in Jack's position. Javen can stay here. We can add some people. But, I mean, I'm really liking this episode, definitely. And I agree with that take. Lions to the Super Bowl.
I agree. Do any of y'all have anything to say about that?
I just, who's going to win the matchup, though? Because, only one team can win.
Do you even got to ask me? Like, this is like, come on. It's going to be the Ravens, obviously.
Exactly. I just want to make sure. I didn't want to, misquote you before I said that you're absolutely right. That's going to be the Super Bowl matchup.
Thank you.
I think that, momentum's going to ride high in Baltimore. In Detroit, they're going to look dominant all year. I think that, especially after last year, I hate to bring it up. I hate to be that guy, but, losing to the Commanders, that sucked.
It hurts, but
it does. And I think that will fuel the Lions. I think they're going to go on a little bit of a run. They're going to learn from their past mistakes of knowing that there is no easy playoff win. And so I think that there is a very good chance that could happen if the cards fall in favor of both these teams.
I like the matchup. I don't like the outcome, though. Lions are going to win it all.
Sorry, I have to be truthful here with my
I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys can see this one coming. I do not see the Lions going to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
I'm not sold yet. Like, I mean, you could look at like the Packers team right now, and you could say that they're not Super Bowl ready, and I would probably agree with that statement. So, if the Lions, if they continue to play how they were playing in between the Packers game and the Vikings game, that little stretch that they had where they actually looked like a good team, maybe so. But if they played like they did in the Packers game, or if they played like they did against the Vikings, they're not going anywhere. I could see the Ravens very well. I think Lamar, we just talked about how extraordinarily
Ravens have had bad games too, though.
What were you saying, Torian?
Ravens have had bad games too, and so the Packers. I mean, if you guys played like you did against the Browns, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I just said, Torian. Yeah. Thanks for solidifying my statement.
No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Cole, you got one more hot take for us?
I have one more hot take. I think that the Cowboys' trade of Sauce Gardner is going to make them
worst. They didn't trade for Sauce Gardner.
Oh,
the Colts.
They traded him? Oh, the Colts trade of Sauce Gardner is going to make them the worst team in the league. I think that he was really a key part of their organization there, and I'm thinking that their offensive side is going to be super weak. Their defense isn't bad, but like it's not going to be good enough to get them above that cutout spot. So I think they're going to be the worst team in the league from now on.
The Colts?
Yeah, the Colts, not the Cowboys. I had to clarify that.
Okay. I would disagree with that. I think the Colts are going to be better this year because of Sauce Gardner. I think it might have hurt their draft pick.
Who traded him away?
The Jets traded him away.
I think the Jets are going to be the worst in the league because I thought the Colts.
Are.
Yeah. I was getting my brain confused with some other sports knowledge that I definitely know.
Once again, I think that is a tremendous hot take by Cole. Once again, you are just, these are some of the best takes I've ever heard. They're almost like ice cold.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take too many risks with my takes just because I don't want to be wrong, but I just know what's going to happen. So
Yeah, I'm going to say this, right, this year they're going to be terrible, the Jets, but the return they got from the Colts is awful. And I think that as a whole is just, it was a horrible trade. 2 firsts back to back, and then the owner today is all like so unapologetic about it, and she's like, I'm going to do it again. It's like, why would you do it again? I just don't understand what she's going to do. She's going to run that organization to the ground if she keeps doing stuff like this. You're not going to you don't have a first-round pick for like 2 years. To put that in perspective, we'll be like sophomores in college by the time the Colts get to pick again. No, juniors. We'll be juniors in college when the Colts get to pick a first-round player again. I just think it's ridiculous. I had to put that out there.
All right. Well, all jokes aside, thank you guys so much for joining us for once again another episode of TSC Talks. As we mentioned, on our next episode, we're going to go more in depth about Bardstown's football season as a whole. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining. Be sure that you subscribe to be notified for all of our new videos, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Also, comment, we want Javen back from the depths. We want Javen back.
Yeah, it depends on how many comments we get.
Justice for Javen.
Yep.
Free
Justice
Javen
for
till it's
Javen.
back.
Free JMO 10.